Breaking news for video game writers. I feel like you're on the verge of a new cycle, but there is power in being quiet right now. Let me tell you how I got there. So you have a lot of 10s, a lot of almost completion cards. You've got the 10 of Wands. I think you're carrying too much. You have the 10 of Pentacles. It's in reverse. There is something there that it feels like you don't feel very stable, or there's an ending that's come to an end that you haven't quite accepted yet. You're caught between making an action or learning a lesson or paying attention to a message. But I kind of want to pay attention more to the last couple of cards that we have here. We have the Temperance card, which is all about flow and balance. You also have the Two of Wands, which is all about balance and actually seeing a little bit more about like envisioning what you want to do with your career. We have the Tower in reverse. It seems like you've avoided something. You also have the Nine of Wands, that is like you've been through hell and you're still standing and you're willing to keep going. I do feel like you are holding on a little bit too much. You do have some really good boundaries going on right now. I feel like, I think you're standing really strong. I'm wondering if you're in a rivalry, which is why there's another card over here that I have that I'll get to in a minute. But the card at the bottom of the deck you have is the Ace of Cups. When an ace comes up, it usually means there is a new journey coming. Since it's not reversed, pay attention to your emotions, and that's kind of what Temperance is saying as well. Even though Temperance is associated with fire and our passions and our emotions, I just kind of feel like there's some sort of a flow that you need to pay attention to. And I know that we've got the Emperor. We have a lot of Pentacles on the board. We have a lot of fire on the board, but it makes me feel like there is power in being silent. You don't need to make any fast movements. It feels like you want to make a fast movement, but I want you to be extra cautious about what that movement might be, because you do want to continue to avoid this Tower moment. You might be feeling a little bit more on the inside. With it being reversed, it's blocked, delayed, healing, or internal energy. So there might be a little bit of a destruction thing going on there, especially with probably your rivalry. Maybe something didn't quite go as planned, or something isn't going to go as you planned originally. I do still think that the cards are telling you to keep pushing forward, and I'm going to tell you a little bit further why in just a minute. Before we do get into colors and astrology and numbers and all that kind of stuff, if you've never met me before, I'm Chris, and I use tarot cards to help writers get out of writer's block. For Black Friday, I'm running a promotion for new people to come into the Flow Your Mojo writing community on my website. If you join the Flow Your Mojo writing community before the end of the month, you will get 6 months 50% off of your membership. And within the Flow Your Mojo community, we use tarot cards to use writing prompts, feel our projects energetically, finish our projects faster, and overcome procrastination and all that kind of stuff. And you also get to meet new other writers who coming out of your projects from a different perspective as well. So if you are interested in something like that, please take a look at the description box below. There is a link and a promo code where you can join, and you can read up more about the Flow Your Mojo community, and I would be happy to have you in there. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to answer any of those as well. Numbers we have is 10, 4, 10, 2, 1, 14, 16, 2, 9, and 1. You see, we got a lot of 10s, we got a lot of 9s. Well, we have 2 10s, a 9, we have a couple of 1s. It just makes me feel like you're on the cusp of a new journey, a new thing, a new cycle, a new chapter of whatever the project it is that you're working on. Now, if you do add up all those numbers together, you do get 69. 6 plus 9 equals 15. 15 in the Major Arcana is the Devil card. Now, also, if you take 1 plus 5 equals 6, which is the Lover's card. The Devil card is usually our shadow selves a little bit. It's more of like the dangers that we feel about inside, what we feel about insides, maybe like our addictions, that kind of a thing. And then if you go to the Lover's card, the Lovers is more about dedication to yourself. What are you dedicating yourself to? So in regards to, you kind of got both of the opposite sides. One's kind of the good, one's kind of the bad. I kind of want to also adhere it to this Page and this Knight. The Knight of Pentacles is reversed, and the Page of Pentacles is upright. The Knight of Pentacles is someone who usually likes to take things slow, They make a lot of different options before they make a move. They have a lot of different contingency plans. With it being reversed, you want to make a move fast. You want to do something really fast. But with the Page of Pentacles, it's more taking things slow, paying attention to the messages. Pages are the production assistants of the tarot, and so they are learning about their particular element. He is learning about his health, his body, and his money, how to express himself fully, and what messages he needs to pass back and forth to whoever needs to pass back and forth. So again, going back to the Devil and to the Lover's card, it just kind of feels like you're in this back and forth thing with yourself. So I want you to make sure you pay attention to whatever that is, because you also still, again, you do have this Tower card, and this Tower card in reverse could be a little bit more on the inside. You could be tearing yourself up on the inside a little bit, and not really sure where to go next. But I do, because you've got the Temperance card, because you've got the 2, because you've got all these 10s that are kind of coming up, I really want you to pay attention to being quiet in order to see what comes next for you, if that makes sense. Just, there is power in being quiet. Elementally wise, we have earth, air, fire, and water. You have no air. There is a lot of fire going on, and because you got, let me rewind about this a bit. You have 3 fire cards that are from the Major Arcana. The Major Arcana is the big lessons of life with the tarot. The Minor Arcana is what did I have for breakfast? Daily life situations, still important messages, but the Major Arcana are the ones that you really want to pay attention to. You got 3 majors that are all associated with fire. Usually, I would tell you to pay attention to how to lower that fire. It's very interesting about how the image that I'm getting with this, because you got a lot of fire, is more like a crackling fire, more like an in-place, stable fireplace, controlled. It's not something that's going to be like a wildfire that's just going to blow through a bunch of fields and burn a bunch of houses down and wild and crazy bonkers stuff. It just kind of feels like you need to have like this crackling, like waiting to see what comes up, keep you warm, keep that thing going kind of a thing. So in order to pay attention to your fire stuff, about what's more going on with all of this stuff and what to use in order to move forward, I would pay attention to Mars, Aries, Jupiter, and Sagittarius. Those are the planets and signs that are really associated with the Major Arcana cards that came up, and just fire, again, is your most prominent element. So I would definitely I'm surprised. I usually tell you to cool that down, but I'm actually going to tell you to pay attention to it, but more pay attention to it in more of a in-home fireplace way, instead of a just letting it burn it all down kind of a thing. With that being said, air is your weakest element. You have no air on here, which is our thoughts and communication. So I probably would like to ask you to journal a little bit, especially with this 10 of Pentacles. It feels like there might be something of that nature that needs to be released in order for you to go into the new cycle. In order to do that, I would pay attention to Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I don't know what they're trying to tell you. Astrology is not my strong suit, but they might have some messages that I can't give you at this time. Colors that you probably want to pay attention to are aqua, blue, and like a cream color. I do pull 3 extra cards for you, and one of them is ice cream. Now remember, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned something about a rivalry. The reason why I have this is you have rivalry. Now, rivalry is also connected to possibly the Tower. It could also be within yourself, because we've got this Page and the Knight here. We also have the Devil and the Lovers. What are we addicted to? What are we going to dedicate ourselves to? So there's a little bit of a back and forth going on here. So I want you to pay attention to what you're feeling with for a rivalry as well. Our last card here is, how do your main characters react when they're successful? In closing, I just want to remind you that I am having a Black Friday promotion for new members of the Flow Your Mojo writing community. It's 50% off for 6 months. So if you would like to learn how to read tarot cards, learn how to use tarot cards to get out of writer's block, and how to tell your stories a little bit faster and overcome some procrastination, please look at the description box below, and I would be happy to answer any questions if you do have any questions prior to joining. With that being said, please like, subscribe, follow, and share, and I will see you in the next one.